Hello and welcome back to the club. In today's video, we are going to see some of the pre-preparations that you can do beforehand for your favorite Indian breakfast. These pre-preparations can drastically reduce the cooking time during busy mornings, especially for those new parents who are very busy with their little babies and those working people who really find it hard to squeeze time to cook and eat a healthy breakfast before leaving for work. If you find it hard to knead the dough, roll the puris or parathas early in the morning, then you can spare some time in the weekend, roll these parathas or puris and freeze them. The right way of doing it is you can roll the puris or the parathas, spread sufficient amount of ghee on it, make sure it is evenly spread throughout the puri or the paratha so that they do not stick together when we are freezing it. Create little batches of puris and parathas, each containing only the amount of puris or parathas that you need at one time. Place them together in these degradable freezer bags, or alternatively use some airtight freezer containers made up of glass preferably. If you do not want to use too much of ghee when you are keeping all these puris or parathas together, just coat these well with atta or wheat flour. Make sure you are using generous amount of atta so that the parathas are not sticking together. And when in the morning it's time to prepare your puris or parathas, just make sure you take them out of the freezer at least 25 minutes before you actually are planning to cook it. Let them come to the room temperature and only then separate them out and fry or roast them in the tawa. So a little bit of hard work during the weekends can save a lot of time each morning in the weekday, and puri or paratha can be prepared within a few minutes without doing much of the hard work. These frozen parathas are much more healthier than the ones available in the market, which are full of preservatives. You can store and freeze these parathas for up to 3 to 4 weeks. And now let's check out some of the tips on how to reduce the cooking time of the side dishes for puris and parathas. So here are a few things that you can do. Heat up some oil in a pan, add mustard seeds and urad dal to it, and when they have spluttered, add some chopped onions and cook till they turn translucent. You can add some salt here to speed up the process as well. And now add some green chilies and curry leaves to it and cook them together well for around 1 minute. Again, this process you can do in the weekend. Let this cool down really well. And then in a silicone freezing tray like this, you can add small quantities in each of the compartments and freeze this masala. You can freeze them for up to 2 weeks and use them for many different things. I will show you furthermore in the video how. So for making the gravy, just add this in the pan, add some chopped tomatoes and the vegetables, and you can definitely reduce the cooking time of your side dish for the paratha. Also, please check out the meal prep part 1 to see how you can make the gravy and store it in the refrigerator and use it throughout the week. And now, some of these garnishing things like coriander leaves, mint leaves, etc., they mostly get soiled and you're not able to use it when you really need them. So what you can do is you can blanch them, add very little oil if you need to, blanch them, freeze them in these little freezer trays, and then you can freeze this for up to 3 months. Just take out a little portion of it whenever you need it and use it in your side dish, gravies, upmas, pohas, anywhere. And like this, you can prepare your favorite paratha and sabzi in under 15 minutes every morning. Now moving on to upma. Let's see some of the ways by which we can reduce the cooking time of upma. So every weekend or whenever you are buying new Rava packet, just roast it well. Make sure it is roasted until it gives out a nice aroma and slightly changes color. Cool it properly before storing it into an airtight container, or to make things more easier, measure the amount of rava that you will need for the entire family for one meal at one time. Mark the contents and the amount of content present in that particular packet and create multiple packets like this and place them together in this little basket. So I do the same for poha, vermicelli. If I have vermicelli upma or poha in my meal plan that week, I will measure the amount of poha that I will need and keep it in this basket ready. So this saves a lot of time. when I want to make upma in the morning, I will take 1 serving of my onion masala that we saw how to prepare some time back, add some shredded carrots and frozen peas. So both shredded carrot and frozen peas take very little time to cook. So again, choose vegetables which cook really quickly when you are pressing for time. Again, I am adding here some coriander paste, and now taking our basket and adding the rava in the boiled water. The water has boiled, add some turmeric powder and salt. I forgot to add it before, so adding it now. So now add the rava, mix it really well, and our upma is just going to be ready in 3 minutes. So add some oil on top of it just to increase the flavors, enhance the flavors, some roasted cashews, and just close it with a lid. It would be ready in just 3 minutes. So it has taken a total of only 5 minutes to prepare this delicious upma. As a substitute to rava and to bring in some variety in your meal planning, you can use oats instead of rava. Just roast the oats and grind it really well to form a rava-like flour, just like this. Now the same recipe can be followed to make oats upma or masala oats by adding some Maggi magic masala. Now you can also use rava or the oats flour to make instant dosas. Just take 1 cup of rava or the oats flour and add 1/4 cup of yogurt to it. Add half a teaspoon of salt, some water and mix together well to get this consistency of the batter. Now let this batter rest for around 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, add the onion masala that we had prepared and mix it together well. You can now use this batter to make the dosa or the chillas, but if you want, you can also add some vegetables at this point. Shredded carrots, shredded bell peppers, anything works well. Just mix them together well, heat the tawa, grease it really well and use the batter to make the dosas. You can add some ghee on top of it. Let it cook for around 1 minute, and once it is cooked from the bottom, it is very easy to slide it and turn it around. Let it cook for few more seconds before it gets cooked and the delicious rava or oats uttapam or dosa or chilla, whatever you call it, is ready to eat. This goes well with a very spicy chutney, or if you are a coconut chutney lover like me, then why not? And let's look at the way of how to preserve coconut chutney for say around 2 to 3 weeks. Add all the ingredients together. I will list down all the ingredients of all the recipes shown in this video in the description box below, so do not forget to check that out. So add all the ingredients together and grind it into a thick paste using very little water as you can. If you are living in a very cold place or if it is winters, try to use warm or lukewarm water so that the coconut doesn't precipitate and doesn't ruin the taste of the chutney. So make a thick paste and freeze it in this freezer tray. Now this can be frozen for around 2 to 3 weeks, and this paste can be used for various things like many of the curries, South Indian curries, you can use this paste. This paste can also be used in the mixed vegetable kurma, which goes really well with chapatis and parathas. So back to our chutney, we can freeze this for around 2 to 3 weeks, and whenever you want to use it, just take out 1 cube or how much ever amount you need for that particular time and use the tempering or the onion masala that we had used. Put this particular coconut paste in there, add some water if you need to, and then your coconut chutney is ready to eat. This chutney tastes as fresh as new every time. This instant dosa can also be used to make some very yummy and tasty wraps. I have some boiled potatoes which is also part of my meal plan and meal prep. I keep it always ready in my fridge. So I have some mashed potato, add our onion masala here, some salt if needed. Also remember we have green chilies here, so if you want you can add a little bit of red chili, add some turmeric and mix them together well. Now you can also heat it in a kadai if you want to, or just use it as it is. Now use this paste in your instant dosa. Add some shredded cheese and some tomato sauce and you are good to go. This can also be a perfect lunchbox recipe for the kids. If you do not want to have the potato filling, you can also make a very healthy filling just by using an avocado. Mash the avocado and place it in the dosa and add some chili sauce or tomato chili sauce in it, and your wrap is ready to eat. So friends, these were some of the very easy ways, some of the meal preps which can save a lot of time, and I'm sure if you are always in a hurry, then these meal prep options can definitely ensure that you can have home cooked food every time. But before you start freezing as way of your meal prep, there are a few points to remember. Point number 1. Create multiple batches of single servings so that you only take out a particular batch, thaw it and cook it, and do not disturb the other batches which have been freezed alongside. Because repeated freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing can reduce the nutrition of the food. Point number 2, when you are freezing raw food like we just did chapatis and puris here, always take out, if you are taking out the batch, cook the whole batch and use it. Do not refreeze the raw food ever. Point number 3, use appropriate packaging. Only the recommended freezer bags and containers should be used in the freezer. So friends, those were some of my meal prep ideas for Indian breakfast. If you like these ideas and if you found them useful, then also pass it on to your friends and family. Share it with them. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the Kitchen Club for more awesome videos like this, and we will meet you next time in the next one. Till then, take care.